I emailed the warden and Office of Internal Affairs, the lieutenants. I put all these people in my email exposing this corrupt investigator. So I asked him again. I said, hey, who authorized this investigation? And who also gave you that video of me on Facebook? Because we're not Facebook friends. So are y'all, basically y'all spying on me. You cyber stalking me. So, because I want to take you back too. I forgot to tell you, I went viral in 2016, the same year that the overtime lawsuit came out. I went viral for my neighbor. I forgot to tell you this. My neighbor had a black dummy hanging from I live in Rankin County, Mississippi. My neighbor at the time when Trump was running for office, he had this was during Halloween. He had a black dummy hanging from a noose in his front yard under the guise of a Halloween decoration. Now, me, I wasn't going for that. So, and I hate to jump off subject, but long story short, I recorded it and I made a video, and the video went viral. I'm talking about went viral. It went so viral, Facebook shut it down. Sheriffs came to my office and everything. They was at the prison, and so that's when they really started watching me. So back to this was 2020, 2020 with Gerardo. No, 2021 with Gerardo, the investigator. I asked him, I said, man, so y'all just watching me now? What's up? I need to know who gave you that video, who authorized the investigation. I know the case is closed, but I want to, who authorized it? Who gave you the video? Man, I'm completely ignored. He ain't answered none of my questions. The administration ignored my questions. So now I'm getting mad. I'm getting frustrated. So now, because I'm like, policy say you're supposed to open it. If I go to management and say, hey, Big Her got that pissing in that parking lot, that's an accusation. That's an allegation that they supposed to follow up on.
Yeah.
They're supposed to follow up on that. Any allegation I made against management, it was covered up. Covered up. So at this time, I'm frustrated. I'm like, man, these folks just doing what the fuck they want to do. Ain't nobody checking them. So I'll write an email to the warden. I say, I'm stressed out. I need, due to the conspiracy against me by the Bureau, I need some time off. I need administrative leave because I have EEO cases and I need time off because y'all conspiring against me. And they gave me a memo and reported, denied my administrative leave. They denied the administrative leave, told me the only person, I want you to listen to what I'm going to tell you now, it get good. They told me the only person who could approve my administrative leave was the Attorney General or his designee. And the director of the Bureau can only authorize up to 10 days of leave. So I said, okay. And they gave me that in black and white, denied my administrative leave. But they told me I can go out on leave with medical documentation, but I have to go on leave without pay. So I'm so stressed out, I couldn't quit. I didn't want to quit because I know I got these motherfuckers. I got them. I just gotta figure out how I can beat them. So I took off 7 months without pay with medical documentation. They approved me leave without pay with medical documentation. And while this whole time I'm out, I'm losing money. I'm stressed out because I'm like, man, the feds, they corrupt. I got to just find out how they corrupt. So it was just like God hit me and said, research the Bureau. So I researched the Bureau and come to find out all this shit been coming out about the Bureau. Like, bro, they have stories of the Bureau covering up allegations. Like you can Google the Bureau of Prisons. They have whistleblower retaliation, and they have a history of covering up allegations of staff. And so I'm like, damn, wait a minute, this is shit I'm going through. So, as an opponent, if you play sports, you study your opponent.
That's right.
So this whole time I'm off work, I'm studying the Bureau. I'm talking about I'm studying them like a fucking, I'm obsessed with the Bureau. Like, I'm literally obsessed. I said, man, I got to get him now. So watch how this goes. After 7 months of being off work and going to therapy and reporting, while I'm off work, I'm steady reporting retaliation and covering up. They not even replying to none of the stuff that I'm reporting. So I get back to work. As I'm getting back to work, Jeffrey Epstein, he got found dead in a cell. And you know his story. He got his story coming, all this stuff coming out about him now. But Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in a cell, and you had 2 officers down there who there was non-custody staff who was working overtime, and they falsified documentation. They said they were down there checking on them and making rounds. They faked the count sheet, the count slips. They were just on the computer and sleep. And all of a sudden, this man, and mind you, Epstein wasn't supposed to be in the cell by himself.
But they said he hung himself.
He hung himself. And mind you, he was on suicide watch.
Now, but do you think he really hung himself?
No. 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 He did not, because he knew too much.
I know.
He knew too much.
Yeah.
He knew too much.
Yeah.
So why is this man who was already complaining about suicidal ideation, why is he by himself in the cell? And you know, in the feds, you're supposed to have 2 in the cell, especially in the hole. But this man by himself.
In the suicide room, from what I've seen when I was in juvenile hall and other places, there's nothing to hang yourself. It's just a mattress on the floor. There is no bunk bed.
You're supposed to have.
There's no bunk bed. There's a mattress on the floor. I seen him. The dude, I looked in there one time when I was walking by. They had dude up in there. He was damn near butt naked. There's no sheet. There's no nothing. So you have nothing to get leverage to hang yourself. And they have a camera on him 24/7. 24/7. They even have an inmate who gets paid to watch him in addition to the officers.
That's it. So how did this man wind up dead? How did he wind up dead? And then they tried to convict the officers for falsifying documentation, because that's government documentation. You signing your name on saying you went down there and checked on them. You made rounds on them.
Yeah.
They tried to convict them, but I guess the union hired some top-notch attorneys. They got them out. All they had to do was serve community time. And now you got a dead billionaire in the cell. So now, with that going on, now mind you, the Bureau of Prisons had no oversight. No, they had no oversight. None. Nobody's checking the feds. Nobody. But when Epstein died, now all the senators and the congressmen, shit. Somebody got to be held accountable. We got to have the Bureau got to have some oversight. Now they running around like a chicken with the head cut off. Now, you get the director in there, Michael Carvajal. They got him in there questioning him. And mind you, Atlanta USP was so fucked up too. You look up Atlanta USP, and you got, man, so many prisons fucked up in the Bureau. And you got Dublin. Did you hear about Dublin?
Well, I've been through Dublin. I heard about Atlanta USP. I was at Long Park USP in 2000, and it was corrupt over there. So I know about, I've been to I know about the stories I've heard, and I know these guys, how they get out. So it's not surprising, but for the person on the street, they have no idea that the Bureau of Prisons is its own little world, its own little entity. It's
its own little world. You sure right. It's its own little world. Nobody's checking the feds because they the feds. So now you got Michael Carvajal in there, who is the former director of the Bureau. And mind you, I didn't email Carvajal, but I emailed his deputy director, Gene Beasley. he was the deputy director. I emailed him some of the stuff that was going on down in Yazoo City. He didn't even reply. When I tell you nobody replies to emails, they don't reply. So you got Michael Carvajal, the director of the Bureau of Prisons, being questioned by the Senate Judiciary Committee. He refused to accept any responsibility for what was going on in the Bureau. And the senators, they were angry. They was pissed because he said a lot of the stuff never made it up to him. You got all these different layers of the Bureau, and you got the director up here, but none of the stuff reached him. Make that make sense? None of this stuff made sense. But the senators, they knew he was lying. Especially Senator John Ossoff in Atlanta, U.S. From Atlanta, Senator John Ossoff, and you got Dick Durbin, and you got Senator Chuck Grassley, who was leading these committees. They knew he was full of shit. Long story short, they made him step down. And you bring in this new director, Colette Peters. Now, before Michael Carvajal stepped down, he put out a statement, and he said it was disheartening to him to hear about the corruption in the Bureau, and he's calling on staff to help out corruption. Listen to what I'm telling you. This man made a statement. I got it in black and white. So when I saw this at home, I said, I'm on leave without pay. I'm at home looking at this. I said, damn, this man, he wants us to out corruption, but that's what I've been trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I took his email, his statement, because it was on Forbes. I took it off Forbes, and I sent it in to management. And I told him I'm trying to report. Nobody hearing me. I'm still getting ignored. So I come back from leave without pay, and October the 7th, 2021, I come back from leave without pay for several months. And at this time, my wife, who's a nurse, she just lost her job due to COVID. She was working for this private company, and due to the number of clients that they lost, she had lost her job. So I'm like, damn, I gotta go back to work now. So I go back to work, and on October 7th, as me, I wasn't feeling comfortable going back to work because I felt like the Bureau might try to, they might try to off me. And, the inmates love me. They love me. I was afraid that the Bureau might try to do something to get, kill me because I know too much. So, I told them I fear for my life and I'm in a hostile working environment. And so I reported hostile working environment. I did not want to go back behind the grill. Even though I was working at a low. But we a whole complex. But it's still, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. And like I said, I knew too much. And I felt like they might try to take me out. So I reported hostile working environment. And I was reporting management officials covering up my allegations. So now check this out. They gave me human resource, gave me a email, a memo, and it said, we are aware. No, matter of fact, human resource didn't even give it to me. But I got a memo from human resource from a lieutenant who I was reporting. He was one of the guys who I was reporting. The guy, 11 days, the memo says on October the 8th, we are aware that you are reported hostile working environment, and we are going to send your complaint up to the Bureau EEO office for further investigation. I got this in black and white. But I didn't get it until October the 19th from an email from one of the lieutenants who I was reporting. Now, mind you, after he gave me that memo, now I'm already telling you these folks conspiring against me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the lieutenants that's conspiring against me winds up with the memo from Human Resource. On October the 19th, 2021, 11 days after the memo has been printed out, he sends it to me in an email. I email him back, I say, why do you have this? Why are you just not giving it to me 11 days later? You not even. I said, oh man, these folks up to something. Because now he's aware that I'm really after his ass. So I said, man, I got to do something quick. So on October the 27th, 2021, I drew up a 3-page memo and called it conspiracy. This is real life. This is what I'm telling you the truth. I called it conspiracy. I basically broke down everything that was going on with me through the feds. And I said I wanted to report conspiracy charges against management. Because, mind you, I got an EEO case going on, and I just got my report of investigation back. When you file an EEO complaint, they do a whole investigation. They hire an outside contractor who investigates your claim if it's accepted. Mm-hmm. My first EEO claim was accepted, and my second EEO claim was accepted. Both of them come back with investigation reports, thick ass reports. And I went through my reports, and I'm looking at these reports where these people actually admitted to wrongdoing. And they also lied in a couple of statements. So I'm putting all this in my conspiracy memo. Do you know, in my conspiracy, I told you it's 3-page memo, conspiracy. I reported it, and I didn't hear nothing. But the next day, October 28, 2021, I get called into a threat assessment. And I said, oh, these motherfuckers ready to talk. I'm happy. I'm excited. I said, I'm excited as hell. I said, I got these motherfuckers. They finna pay. So me and my union rep, mind you, I'm the union vice president. I go in there with a union rep because you always still want to take somebody with you. I get in there. I'm sitting around the round table, and I'm kicking my feet back. I'm like, yeah, these motherfuckers ready to talk. They slide the paper down to my union rep. He reading it, and he quiet. I look at him, I'm like, damn, what's going on here? He slide me the papers. I say, I'm reading the papers. I say, man, what the fuck? They done flipped the whole script on me. 2 of the people that I reported in my conspiracy memo, and mind you, I got human resource sitting on the round table, on the panel, who I reported in my conspiracy memo because she corrupt too. I say, man, what the fuck is this? You got a captain and a lieutenant who are saying that I have threatened them and I have bullied them, and they afraid that I'm going to kill them. They said they can't even, one of them said they can't even go to the grocery store due to the fact that I might do something to his family member. The captain said he think I'm going to show up at his front door and do something to him. Man, these folks just went out and made me a whole live killer. Made me a whole killer. So I say, man, what the fuck is this? So I lost it. And mind you, remember I told you human resource manager, she was in there. I didn't want her in there. I already told them. I said, well, why is she here? They said she got to be in here. So I went back to the menace to society, to Billy Duke. I sat back after I snapped. I sat back. I said, y'all know y'all fucked up, right? Y'all know y'all fucked up, right? I said, I'm finna drop the bomb on you bitches. And mind you, they were illegally recording me at the time. I didn't even know their fans were recording me. I didn't know. They didn't even tell me we were being recorded. So, but I thank God that they were recording me. Because when I said that, when I told them they fucked up, I said, all this that y'all doing right now, I said, this is exactly what I was talking about in my conspiracy memo. This further proves my conspiracy. You have all conspired against me. And when I said that, the human resource lady, DeWanna Ivy, I'm gonna tell you her name, DeWanna Ivy, who has later admitted that, I'm gonna tell you about that. She sat there and told them folks, shut it down, shut it down.
Oh, wow.
I said, what the fuck?
Shut it
said,
down.
what you mean shut it down? What, shut it down? What you talking about? I said, that's why I didn't want her in here. Why is she talking about it? Shut it down. I said, I wanted note, because they was writing notes. I said, I wanted noted that the one of I, the human resource lady, stopped the interview. And because I had more to say. But thank God, they was recording this shit. They was recording it. And I didn't find that out until later on, until my third investigation, where I got my investigation report, and the investigator actually did her job and got the documentation of the meeting, which was printed out in black and white. And it said everything that I said in there. But I'm gonna take you back to that meeting, to that third assessment, because it get better. After I exposed the feds in that threat assessment, when I said I filed conspiracy on the Fed, I realized filed conspiracy charges on it. Because if you think about it, this is where I got the idea from. I was sitting around, I said, man, they got inmates in here for conspiracy charges.
Yep.
I said, you know what? That's the same shit they doing. I said, I'm finna put conspiracy on the Fed. I'm finna do something that nobody has ever did in the history in life that I know of. I ain't never seen nobody put feds on conspiracy on the Fed.